morning. So I'm at the UE Port Royal Marine Lab. Today we're going to be videoing Dr. Mona Webber as she talks about all of her research, what she's doing, the mangroves, stuff like that. What is it, and why is there so much of it?
Sargassum is a brown alga that normally grows in the Sargasso Sea. And it is extremely important. The Sargasso Sea is like an artificial landmass. This huge amounts of algae create a habitat in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean. And it supports fisheries like tuna and jack. The juveniles are supported in the Sargasso Sea. So sargassum is normally a good thing in the sea. We have, through climate change, through too much nutrients going into the ocean, we literally have another Sargasso Sea forming, but it's forming just outside the Caribbean. And the winds and the currents have been bringing this material into the Caribbean. It hits Barbados, it hits the whole chain of Lesser Antilles when it's really bad, and it comes to Jamaica. And it doesn't stay in the water because sargassum is an unusual alga. It doesn't need to be rooted on the bottom to grow. So it floats, it expands, and then it comes in and it's on our beaches. It clogs the engines and the nets of our fishers. It rots on the beach and produces hydrogen sulfide, which smells like rotten eggs, but it's actually a toxic gas as well. It will cause excess beach erosion, and then when the hotels try to clean up, they often damage the beach because they scrape the sand as well as the sargassum off the beach. Now, it's a real problem. There are pictures of sargassum as high as me or higher on some of the beaches in Barbados. And in Jamaica, sometimes it's thick. Brown alga. And some people culture this material to get the alginate from it, to get there's some pharmaceuticals that you can get from it. Bioactive compounds they think can fight cancers and tumors. And so what we've been doing is seeing what we can extract, what we can use it for, because that will fund the cleanup, the safe cleanup of the beaches. We think sargassum can be used for biogas. It helps in producing, it can be used for fertilizer. And so we've done sargassum composting. And again, through the assistance of the GraceKennedy Foundation, I've gotten some students to try different methods of creating fertilizer from sargassum. So we are expecting another influx. It comes every year. In 2018, it was here for the whole year. But usually it comes between April and November. And so we're gearing up to deal with the influx again this year. Because it can be used for fertilizer, and there are some mangrove restoration areas where the sediment is dry. Many of the natural forests will have wet, rich, quite fertile muds. But like some areas along the Palisados and so on, the substrate is more sandy. And so we're seeing if we can mix the sargassum compost with sand to create a better growing medium for the mangrove seedlings. NEPA won't allow you to add fertilizer, quite rightly. If you added fertilizer to those sands, it would just go straight through and into the sea. So by using something like sargassum compost, you can give the plants a bit of a head start and until they establish and can do better. So we've tried it in the nursery. 50% sargassum is the best mix with the sand, and we want to try it in some of the outplanting areas in a few weeks.